with Broken Worlds, Exalted, Skeleton Key. So, it is May 2018. Oh, episode 11. I am Devin, the referee. To my left, we have X playing Y.
Tepet Burrell. Nicole playing Tepet Burrell.
Kevin as Poison Orchid.
Look at that. 2 out of 3.
You fucked up so bad you made me fuck up.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. Or maybe I just edited in mine to be clean and it was only yours that fucked up. So, gang, what occurred last episode?
What did occur last episode? It's been a while.
It's been less than a week.
It's been a while.
I know we talked to Absolute Bastard in the Opium Den, but I don't remember what we did before that.
Maybe there was a book? Maybe there were Power Rangers involved?
Did we?
No, that was before.
Yeah, I think we curb stomped old auntie lady before that.
Let's go!
But that was...
Like the episode before that, I think.
Oh yeah, I think the one after that we kind of marched back into the office. I was like, yeah, we killed Aunt Skull. And she's like, that had nothing to do.
No, Aunt Skull was the start of the session, and then it ended with that, I think. Okay. I'm sure the listeners will figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, and she was like, that had nothing to do with what I sent you out for, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Oh my god, right? You're like, you're just supposed to get us a way to travel. And you destroyed like 5 things.
You've been murdering so many of our enemies.
It just keeps happening.
We send you out to the store and you come back with like several factions dead.
Yeah, that is...
I asked you to pick me up some milk. Well, the best milk comes from...
Listen, Atlat wasn't giving up his herd without a fight. We killed every single one of his chosen.
Jesus. So,
you are in the rain-stricken city of Ten Gods Mountain. That sluicy, pasty, almost carpenter's glue kind of rain is coming on down. And you guys had a plan to take the ruins of the Cult of the Rule.
Yes.
Because you want it for yourself. You want it.
Yeah, also pacifying it's good. We're going to set it up as a base for people to learn Argos. That's where we're going to shove all Aunt Skull's old people and be like, you're our guys now, but...
We own you.
I'd say the best idea would be to set up a base of operations in the kind of gardens, and then that way I can set my men up if they're injured and bring more down.
Fair enough.
Keep supplies stocked.
A rest stop if we need to go back.
Alright. So, what will you use to set up this base then? Like, what will it have? Will it have people manning it? Get a supply chain going?
Yeah. As we go and clear out more areas, I think we'll have our people going in, bringing stuff up, take it out of the city, bring in more supplies.
So where do you get these people from?
Some of them are going to be my own men. I'm going to dip into my brainier sorts.
Okay.
As well as my, I've got a guy skill. I'm trying to figure out which of the two skills would work best for that. Because lockpicking, forgery, swindling, smuggling, thievery, intimidation, seduction, etc., etc.
Yeah, you want to figure that out for this caper. For the looting.
I suppose smuggling and thievery would be the best ones for getting every bit we can out of there.
Yeah. Well, smuggling is like...
Getting past authorities.
Yeah, we don't really need that. But lockpicking might come in handy.
Yeah, lockpicking and thievery then. And because I have diamonds in the rough, I'm going to choose brainy and well-connected.
Cool.
And using that, I'm going to have them delve out for people who might want to help with this operation.
Alright. You could probably get some help from the exchange consulate if you spin it to members other than your grandmother.
Yeah, as an archaeological dig.
Oh, I mean, they're just really good for money.
That too. But yeah, that was
they're not people of culture, they're a bank.
Yeah. We're just not going to put it as we're adventurers and we're going down into the stuff. It's like we're doing an archaeological dig. We're going to be bringing up treasure that will do well in the coffers.
Okay. Unless you want to talk to anyone directly, I think that'll go over pretty well.
Yeah, Is anyone specifically we need to talk to?
Yeah, unless there's anyone who wants to sponsor us specifically.
You get a lot of people volunteering, like from just the city who've heard of you people.
Excellent.
Perfect.
A lot of spooks and ghosts.
Yeah, excellent. Sounds like a good way to get everyone working together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some people that even come from the Immaculate Temple come too, because this place was cleared out by Immaculates a ways back. None of the named ones there, busy. They're busy keeping order in the city.
Order. Screaming at the book.
Like it was a bird. Alright. Just change up the scene. And we're back. So, you are at the Heretic Monastery of the Rule. You've made your way basically to the original grounds that you had forged through when you found Absolute Bastard here. And because you have weight of numbers and strength to you and specialty, you're able to kind of clear out the beginnings of your base camp. There are problems, though. You guys are making a lot of noise and a lot of commotion, and you're upsetting the balance of the ever-burning campus. Orange flames lick everywhere, perpetually on fire, and you can hear shuffling all around you. Things are coming out of the woodworks because there's like a presence here now.
We set up like a perimeter around the camp then, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm presuming there's some sort of defenses, so it's not just like a wave of monsters come over and just take everything. You're like, oh, too bad. More treasure for us. Yeah, in a short amount of time, you basically have a makeshift base set up. Absolute Bastard is there, a lot of other people are there, and yeah.
So we'll start setting up wards and whatnot, like sorceress wards that'll keep things away, the wrong kind of ghosts.
You do have access to exorcists and occultists. Especially now that what are they called? The No Hope Way practitioners have kind of fallen under your purview.
Oh, right, yeah, they're really good at that.
Yeah, they're Taoists.
So yeah, we'll set them to work keeping those things away.
Okay. Well, as that's going on, it's basically up to you guys how you're going to move forward. You're in your base camp, sort of, buildings built on stilts, walls set up, salt piles everywhere.
I guess we'll confer with Absolute Bastard about the areas that he knows of that are, dangerous or safe or plunderable.
Bastard is lounging in one of the kind of makeshift barracks you've set up on a hammock that's made out of his own armor. Because it's a stretchy skin monster. And yeah, it's just sort of polishing that diclave he has. Like a whetstone. Or honing it, I guess, is the word instead of polishing.
Yeah. I mean, you could be polishing it if it's just in a vain way, but...
Well, this is where we'll need your expertise.
Yeah, that's about right.
Have you mapped out much of the first couple of layers?
Yep, everything except the Grand Vault.
Perfect. That's definitely what we need to look at as we clear things out.
The service level's not really a problem if you're properly armed, which you guys are. But to get into the campus proper, you have to break through the seal meridians. The Immaculate monks erected them when they first came through here. I slip by them whenever I, go on through, but I'm one person. You want to bring an army. So you'll have to actually break them.
Okay. I don't want to ask in character what those are, if I know in character.
Wards and seals, basically. Magic. Magic locks. It's fucking magic locked.
Okay.
The closer you get to the seals, though, is the closer you get to the weird stuff around here. There's a lot more specters, a lot more strange ghosts, and other things. Things that were popping up when the cult was in full session.
All right. Anything specific? Anything terribly dangerous, or
a lot of things that are terribly dangerous. It's kind of the breach points where things from underneath the campus grounds pour on through.
Comparing that to the Minotaur.
The Minotaur was small potatoes.
Okay, good to know.
Once you pass the seal meridians, you're into the actual vault section. What?
The vault section.
Yeah, Lamau. That's where a lot of people's possessions were sealed up, and where you can kind of treasure hunt.
All right.
And beyond that, I don't know. There's a fairly complex locking mechanism that I can't get through.
Interesting.
Literally locking mechanism, or is there some...
It's part mechanical, part alive.
I see.
It's not happy, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, I know what I'm picturing now because I read Broken Worlds. Or killed 6 billion demons, I mean.
It's nothing from that.
Okay.
It's not the Vor door.
That's what I was thinking. And I was like, okay, it's a good thing we're bringing your expendable dudes, because...
Just throwing people into the door. It's a Vor door.
It's gonna get NC-13 in here.
Real fast.
Well, I suppose we should take this one thing at a time.
Yep.
The wards will be first.
Yep, you gotta head further into the campus. Eventually all roads lead to it. The space in here is peculiar. Once you get through to it, it's pretty much a straight-on siege through.
Very well.
I don't know how you want to deal with the hordes. You could fight them, you could redirect them. It's your guys' call.
There's a way to redirect them without directing them out here to the base camp. That would be ideal. There must be traps. Large ones down there, yes?
Maybe down there, but you're not going to be down there until you breach the seals. These are all surface level.
You can find a way to cordon them off, or ways to destroy them en masse. That'd be the most...
There's a lot of buildings around here that aren't too sturdy.
If we could collapse them, yes. Oh, well,
Although we do want the area.
we do. We can plunder those first.
The buildings that are always on fire?
Presumably after we take it, they'll stop being on fire.
You're just taking that for granted, aren't you?
I don't know if it will happen, but it's better to assume it will and then deal with it afterwards than, you know, wreck the whole place because we think it'll go away, and then we go inside, we attune to the thing, and it's like, oh, all the fire's gone. We just have a wrecked building because you were...
I mean, what's a building take? Like a month or two to build?
I think it's more the things inside than the buildings proper. We can build those simply enough.
The stuff out here's been pretty thoroughly destroyed and looted.
Fair enough. The surface levels would be quite destroyed, like the living.
This place was sieged by the monks when they killed the cult here.
It's mostly what's inside that matters.
Yeah.
And I think it's for the best that we lead them in.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so who are you guys taking to the hordes?
I think Absolute Bastard best serves as a advisor rather than like a front linesman.
I mean, he has a diclave and armor.
That is true.
He's really good at murder.
If he's willing to go in, then same with the Nephrax.
I always forget you have those.
What are like Hungry Ghosts attracted to? Is there something specific?
People, noises, light. They're animals.
Would it be possible to create some kind of contraption or bomb that would go off that would make noise and seem like people?
Like two guys hitting a gong over and over again?
Yeah, without actually risking people, though.
That should be easy enough. Even just configuring that, though, would be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Even put a gong in a water pitcher and have it drip down, they'll hit the gong over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to draw them where?
Into one of the burning buildings around. It's one of the side ones. Nothing important.
Like a barrack or a longhouse?
Yeah. Kind of set, I don't know, small explosives or something near the weaker structures so that we can just collapse it.
Do you just have those on hand for your guild?
I guess I could look into it. I don't think I have those on hand, no.
Because, like, what would an explosive be for you?
Just powder charges.
Like fire dust?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Your guild guys also are all like, I mean, we could just take, like, hatchets to, like, the legs of the building.
Yeah,
we can start to hack through the beams and stuff, make it all weak and shit.
Yeah, if that'll work, sure.
Because if we have powder charges, why don't we set a powder charge to, like, make a big noise?
Don't we risk damaging the structure of the building before they arrive?
Why make it outside of it?
Yeah, if they'll still be lured in, yeah.
They're not bats. Right?
What do you mean?
Bats know where things are because they can hear good.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Fire dust isn't really that great at exploding. It's good at making fire. Which...
Yeah, we don't really need more of that, I guess.
It's true. Fire dust is just basically dehydrated fire. You just add more fire.
It's like that stuff Steven sprinkles on the donut to prank Lars.
Steven has problems.
He thought it would just be kind of spicy. He didn't know. He was fine with it. But yeah, we set up that trap. Also, of course, it's the session after I decided not to take that trap power.
Look, it's happened.
We're doing traps.
It's happening, gang. Alright, let me... Okay, gang. So, you're set up near one of those longhouses. Are you going to be present? Are you going to be watching? Or are you going to try and make it automatic? Like, you guys are kind of the heavy hitters. I don't know what you want.
I'm definitely going to be watching, because if something goes wrong, I want to be able to take a hand in it. But I don't think we need to physically be in it, unless something goes wrong.
Yeah, I'm watching for the camp, having one of my men hold up those binoculars.
Spy glasses.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, your guys went in with, like, hacksaws and hatchets and took out chunks of the beams and supports in there. And, like, you know, put up, like, temporary supports and stuff to make sure it was all fine. And, yeah, one of them, there's, like, a few gongs they take out and, like, a bunch of rocks. And they set up, like, you know, fire dust charges like you wanted. And those go off and make a huge amount of noise. And then you hear it. A moan. A sustained kind of, you know, dead sound as a throng of hungry ghosts start, like, surging their way through, like, the forest and the pathways, up the dried out riverbeds and over the sort of, like, burnt out sand gardens. People that have been charred up. Hungry ghosts are like the animal ghost, so, you know, monks that used to attend to this place before it became part of the rule. You know, common people that were buried or their ashes were spread, their hungry ghosts kind of pour on up. A lot of people ghosts that look like they have burn marks all over them. Just pouring forward. And they're kind of approaching the longhouse. There's maybe a few dozen of them.
Okay. Everything's going according to plan.
Looks about right. After some time, like they're just around the longhouse and they're, like, you know, looking around for stuff. One of your guys who's set up a like one of those prayer dishes that are made of, like, brass or whatever, and, like, there's, like, a, you know, cord with, like, a bunch of keys tied to it, and the strings going out the window, and he's in the bushes. He's just like, like, all the keys clatter down and make a bunch of noise, and they all start going into the building.
Perfect.
So, yep, there is a throng of dead inside this longhouse.
All right. I guess we have, like, a signal or something, like a flare that we can set off.
I'm just wiggling my hair. I'm not shaking my head.
You're like, no, Devin. Now I sabotage them. Now it's PvP for the next 4 sessions. That'd be a great twist.
So like, my head gave me secret instructions between sessions, Kevin. I'm supposed to take you out because you gained too much power.
That'd be amazing. We should do that one game.
I mean, we did. I already did the secret villains.
Yeah.
What game was that?
Princes of the Universe.
Okay.
With the secret
You
villain.
said the word secret, and that's what threw me off.
Oh,
That
right.
wasn't. Well, okay, he was a dick, but he wasn't the villain.
Oh, you're talking about Ian.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about yourself.
No.
No, I didn't learn a damn thing.
God damn, I didn't. No one else was the asshole.
We made no mistakes.
I have never done anything
My mistake
wrong.
wasn't killing him immediately.
Your mistake was trusting the Wanderer.
So yeah, I'm gonna launch that flare into the sky.
Trusting
Silent
democracy.
flare.
Sorry to interrupt, but that was actually our mistake.
Yes, actually.
Democracy failed you. Just like love. Just like Voldemort said love would fail everyone else.
Paints our nation in blood.
You set up your flare.
Yeah, it's just a silent one that kind of gives a dull light that people can actually see.
Okay, tied to a tree is a rather large log that's like been held back, and you got a bunch of your guys holding on to like sticks that have been driven into the side of it, like pegs and stuff. And they're like, okay, be quiet, shut the fuck up. And 3, 2, 1, and they cut the rope and kind of like huck it forward because it has like a brass cap to it, and it just swings out of the clearing into the cabin where all the Jason Voorheeses are, and slams into it, and the whole thing starts collapsing down on them.
Jason side.
Yes. So yeah, you got a few dozen monsters stuck under a bunch of timber, and all of your men start coming out of the forest with lances and spears and just start stabbing.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Some of them have like large, heavy shoes on and are jumping up and down on the debris. It's a slaughter.
It's a slaughter in our favor, and that's what matters.
Yes. No rolling required. You guys executed a perfect plan. Also, I don't know what that would have been, move-wise. Overcome? Probably the market. The death market.
So yeah, once we've cleared up and we've stolen all the grave goods off these, dead corpses.
They didn't have grave goods.
Huh, not even rings or anything like that?
No, they were like the spirits of dead people. They were like just angry animal ghosts, basically. But then you start to hear a noise, a loud thumping noise, as the commotion and the damage and the sustained harm to the campus has awakened something old. You see cracks in the ground and whatnot at parts of the mountain that have chipped, and there's old bones kind of pressed up into there. It looks like this might have been a place where they buried like animals and stuff. As out of the clearing, on fire, half skeletonized, a tyrant lizard, hungry ghost walks out.
Do you mean a fucking T-Rex lizard?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Burned, its feathers are charred black, its skeleton is exposed, it's walking on its powerful muscular legs, its tail is wishing about with spikes coming out of it that are its broken, splintered bone shards.
Okay.
There's a large boulder basically nearby that's been like cracked and damaged with like that rope tied around it. That was basically like they buried it there because it had died once during a famine and like fed the monks there for a while.
Huh.
I'm gonna sneak attack it.
All of your you're gonna do that, but how this looks is like all your men are there like smashing and making a bunch of noise in the middle of the clearing, and then the tyrant lizard walked out and made its T-Rex noises, and all of your men just kind of stopped looking up at it. What do you do?
Like, I actually am going to sneak attack it. I don't... Look, we didn't set up any other traps for this guy.
We weren't expecting this.
We were not expecting a fucking T-Rex, so... Yeah, I'm going to...
For them, it's horrific, by the way. Like, it has horns, its eyes are covered in fire and
Yeah,
stuff.
like, this thing sounds scary. It's not just a T-Rex, it's like a fucking nightmare.
Devil dinosaur or whatever.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to wait for it to like walk under where I am, and I'm going to jump down on him.
Alright, yeah, it's like moving its head down to start to like scoop people up into its mouth.
No! Yeah, I'm going to
so you're able to drop down onto
I'm
its
going to
neck.
jump down and try to like kick its head away from the people. So it doesn't eat them.
That sounds like Reach Heaven Through Violence if I've ever heard it.
Oh yeah, but I'm going to be using Silver Blades of Ovis and Advanced Ovis 5 way sword.
I don't know what that means.
It means that when dealing damage to a target unaware of your presence, your attack deals +1 damage and gain the AP tag. When dealing damage to a target unaware of your presence, your attack gains the brutal tag and gives your target the crippled and reeling tags.
Fuck.
I wouldn't fuck this T-Rex, Devin.
Fuck.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Alright, let me just pause. Alright, we're back. So you do 4 damage to the tyrant lizard.
Yes. It is also, unless it can't be, it might not be able to be the other tags, because I don't know how these things work, but it should also be crippled and reeling.
Yeah, so you want to cripple its head?
Yeah.
You kick its jaw off.
Yeah! Like a skeleton.
Yeah, it knocks itself back, making that horrible sound. It's still alive, though. Quote unquote. As it's going down, its tail whiplashes around, and it's going to strike you for 3.
Ah-ya!
Brutal.
It was AP, so it couldn't use its natural armor to soak any of it.
Okay,
But it knows you're there.
I have to start rolling 10s again, because I have no stamina left.
Oh, this is going to be a protracted adventure, too. Maybe I'll kill you guys.
Do a base camp, we can rest.
Alright, so since I'm up next, there's we have watchtowers and stuff where people guarding the camp. I'm just going to take a bow from one of these people and use that because I'm proficient in bows.
Bow! What are you going to do?
I'm going to shoot it in the eye.
Just arrow to death?
Yeah.
Alright, roller.
2 6s.
Okay, so...
And also because it's reeling, I do,
Oh shit, you do special stuff because it's reeling?
Yeah. 1 sec. Let me check what that is.
Alright.
Here we go. When your target is stunned, reeling, or crippled, your damage against them is brutal.
So another 1 damage.
So that's 3 damage.
Okay, yeah, it only has 1 left, so your brutal's going to get through either way, no matter its armor, so it drops. A arrow bolt goes into its eye, into its skull, and it just kind of staggers and falls over dead. Onto the fire.
Awesome.
Good lord.
The men swarm over and start stabbing it.
That's for the best. Make sure it doesn't get up again.
Yeah, they're hacking it with hatchets and stuff.
Take its teeth.
Teeth.
They can make weapons with all that.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they're disassembling it.
Suppose I'll make my way over. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting that.
No, that was bracing. We should rest for a while.
We should.
Before we continue on.
Dismantle the beast. Take all its bones.
I thought you were fucking commanding me to do that. I'm like, hey, pardon me?
Rolling. Yeah, everyone's kind of chanting and cheering. It's like, the boss slayed the beast.
Excellent.
And they start hacking it apart.
Oh, did you get to something because you were impressive? And you're a boss?
That's only if I announce beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Which is risky, because,
if you don't do it, it's bad?
yeah, it makes you look like an asshole.
Makes you look like an asshole. Alright. So, you guys are gonna, take an actual rest move?
Yes.
She is, I'm not, because that requires me to eat ghosts. So, and
there's a lot of dead ghosts.
I'm also not injured at the moment, so...
Are you injured? Good.
I'm just gonna meditate.
Alright.
Oh yeah, you can actually, literally meditate and, learn
So can
things.
you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can learn things.
Oh yeah, I suppose I can. That's an actual move that exists. I think I just mean meditating in the relaxing sense.
Sure. Not for anything in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, let's look up the rest move again. don't remember where it is, lol. There it is. Alright, Nicole, how many wounds do you got?
I mean, what?
Wounds.
I said wounds, and I was like,
Moons.
What is this? I have no wounds, but I have stamina.
Then
no
all
stamina.
you have to do is roll a dice with no negatives. No, like two. You gotta roll them.
You said roll a die, so I did.
Oh my god.
6, 7.
On a 7 to 9, choose one from the miss options, but take out the word. Okay, you gain wounds, stamina, and armor. But your enemies gain something significant. Well, okay, your enemies gain something from your rest, or you lose something from your rest. What do you choose, Resty?
Either I lose something or they gain something?
Yes, your enemies. Enemies of the air, beware.
Was that your back?
No, that was the chair.
Okay, I was like, whoa. I guess enemies gain something? Makes sense if they gain, like, any enemies in there gain... Like,
awareness of what's going on?
Yeah, I no longer have the element of surprise kind of thing.
Alright, things are aware that you're trying to breach the temple now. Dun dun dun, get back your rest stuff. So your stamina. Okay. So, I'm going to take a quick pause. Okay, we're back. Shocked you, right? So, you have cleared out the bulk of the threat that was surrounding the access to the cult's area proper, which means all that's left is for you to go and claim your prize and cut your way in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which we will do exactly that.
Alright, as you go deeper into the campus and the buildings, eventually, yes, all the roads and stairs and chambers do lead to one place. It is a building. The roof and walls have been blown off, so only the foundation remain. The foundation has intricate triangular tiles laid out in like interlocking patterns. There used to be a shrine here of a large like stone statue that's been crushed and crumbled. And the floor kind of bends downward where there would have been a entrance behind the statue where you walk down into like an underground system. The entrance to that is maybe 4 men abreast and has large amounts of rope and chain and like paper crafted symbols all on it, creating like this big lotus pattern.
Does it feel magical at all?
Yeah. It's magic. It's a seal meridian. It's here to keep things that don't belong out in and things that don't belong in out.
I don't know how to approach these things. My
Yeah.
instinct is to literally light it on fire to get it out of our way, but that might not be the best idea.
I mean, everything was on fire in here, so...
The rope and the paperwork and the chains are domed outward. They're convex, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like it's domed outward towards you, like there's pressure on the inside pushing up against it.
Air pressure. Totally.
Well, there's like gaps in it and everything, so
Yeah.
wouldn't be that.
Mm,
Spiritual pressure.
I grew up and like was educated really well in like realm stuff. And this is a realm thing.
Sure.
Can I figure out how these things generally work? Or do I know how they generally work? And like,
It sounds like a knowledge check. Using your background in education to kind of figure out what's happening. So plus mind.
I think I just got a 6, but let me double check my mind. Yeah, I only got a 6.
Okay, let me just... Alright, we're back. So, a straight up miss. Your character knows that these seals are basically for constraining and dealing with spirits, so you can just cut them no problem at all, and you'll be fine.
Excellent. I'll do so. With my what weapons do I have? I'll just
Have
use
a
my...
fucking knife. Boot knife.
I'll walk the dog.
You'll walk the dog with your yo-yo?
Yeah, my flying guillotine. I'll just let it run for a while and then run it up the wall.
Didn't you say you struggle to open this? I'll ask, Absolute Bastard.
Yeah, I'm a spirit. And you're not supposed to open them like that.
Why?
I think we're about to find out. Like, I think it's like, you're not supposed to... Oh, and now...
You couldn't just said something earlier where the dice went that way? Just on the floor, she's like, well, I don't know anything.
I thought I did know, that's the problem.
A geyser of miasma almost kind of just starts to pool out of the basement access. It has that same kind of red amber flicker flame to it that the rest of this place does, and then bright light. Almost like a bunch of cubes that are all kind of overlapping each other, tessellating. Almost like a tear from Reboot.
Okay.
With like weird coloration and that kind of weird rainbow stuff that Static has.
Sounds like that's a hole to the wild?
Who can say? But yeah, the miasma's pouring out from behind it, and something starts to come out of the hole and form itself, like almost like it's being pulled out of the pool, and like that's water dripping off of it. And it looks like that T-Rex head.
Oh.
It lashes out from it at you guys, and its neck is much longer than you'd expect. It just keeps having neck to it. So that's here.
Shit.
Every once in a while it goes all staticky, and the area around you goes from the temple being knocked down to up, to peaceful, to on fire, to gone again. Absolute Bastard just kind of makes a whistling sound and starts walking backwards.
Alright, Poison Orchid just takes his jug and kind of splashes water in the air. And through the, crystal water that splashes out, he tries to get a lock on this thing and try to figure out what it is.
What are you trying to do here?
Trying to figure out its weaknesses, what the fuck it is, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I think you're talking about acuity? Use your mental quickness and prowess to overcome your enemies in combat to,
No, there's another one.
Oh, sure. Why don't we pause?
Where?
Alright, we're back. So, the roll you decided to make was a...
Prize Secrets.
Alright, trying to discern the nature of this opponent that you have in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you got yourself a 7 to 9. So that lets you ask a question. What is the question you ask?
What has just happened here?
The spiritual energy that was locked into this place seems to be tied into the, the cult's kind of principles about, returning to power and being able to avoid the consequences of your actions and whatnot, and cheating death and things.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like echoes of the spirits you've killed here are starting to pour back out from the area where Burrell lanced the spiritual energy.
The consequences of our actions, essentially.
Yeah. And you get +1 forward acting on that. And you rolled a 7 to 9, so I think I make a soft move against you. Let me just do that. So yeah, you were kind of basically tuning into your occult knowledge of the area,
Mm-hmm.
and you notice the head kind of motions to notice you.
Mm-hmm.
And when it does that, you realize that you're in one area of the temple and everyone else is not.
Oh. So I can't relay the knowledge of what the fuck this thing is to anyone.
So what's happening is you guys are in different parts of the temple. There's the burned one, the safe one, the one that was never hurt, and there's a T-Rex head in each of them, and you're all separated from each other. I hope you caught that part. You're all fighting simultaneously, but in different parts. You don't see each other anymore.
Did my gang not get teleported with me?
No, your gang's with you.
Okay, good.
But you two are separated.
Alright. And that's my go.
Nicole, or Poison, or fucking Burrell.
Yes, my character's name is fucking Burrell. I'm going to use the same move I originally used on it, just for some surprise, because it clearly knows I'm here. So, reach heaven through violence, 49 empty palms.
What does it look like?
I'm going... Is there a ceiling? I'm assuming there's a ceiling?
Well, yeah, you're in one that does have a ceiling.
Okay, I'm going to use my air blast, basically, to uppercut it into the ceiling, and then it'll hopefully be reeling. Haha! I got a lot more than 10.
A lot more. What do you do for damage?
I do 2
and
damage.
Effects.
I do 2 damage. It is reeling. It would have been anyways, so it doesn't matter. It's disarmed. I don't. How do you do it kick off his jaw again? I don't know how that works.
You break its
I
teeth.
don't know if it can be disarmed in the fiction of this.
Yeah,
It's probably using unarmed fighting, so.
Yeah.
I don't think you can disarm that.
Yeah, that's
creation.
fair. What else does it have? Sorry. It's potent, forceful. Yeah, it's reeling, so it is reeling. It does. I do 2 damage. It's not armor piercing.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to kick it up into the ceiling. You see its skull crack and like some of its skin start to slosh off and feathers kind of burn down. And it hits the ground looking kind of like it didn't expect that. From under the neck, you see something start to bulge out as another one of those jaws, only the top part come out and kind of grab onto the floor and pull itself forward. You see that too. What do you do, Orchid?
What does this area look like?
You're in the burned out temple, so it's how it looked when you guys first got here, where it's all like no ceiling, no walls, just foundation.
Okay, so she's in the... I wouldn't know, actually. Alright, I think the best option is to fight this thing now.
Sure.
I don't think there's anything I can use with my knowledge to make attacking it better. It's just...
Well, you know its nature. That's like an echo of a ghost you've killed before, so... if I were to throw you in a thing, maybe attack it where it was killed before, like an
attack
eye?
it in the eye, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so... Orchid and his men will rush forward, and he's kind of like sweeping his robes along with the, vines growing up from underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to try to hook them into, the various crevices and cracks in the dragon's bones.
The tyrant lizard.
Yeah. The tyrant lizard. Especially the eye socket. He's trying to pour as many of his roots in there as possible.
Okay.
So that's...
Yeah, reach heaven through violence, and you get +1 forward.
Woo!
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What do you do for damage? What's it all about?
I do 2 damage.
No special tag or anything?
No, because this is my silk before steel or whatever.
But it's reeling.
Is it really?
You'll get your flourish.
Oh, okay. I don't have a flourish for this type of attack, though.
Oh,
But
I just
it's
do,
reeling, so you get extra stuff.
Yeah, I do that aggravated damage, whatever it's called.
Brutal damage, so it's 1 more damage than what you said.
So 3 damage.
Okay, it'll spend armor to soak and still take 1.
Okay.
Alright, Nicole in your area, or Burrell in your area.
So it looks like it just got fucked again?
It looks damaged, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to basically do the same. I'm gonna kind of drop kick it and kick it to where it looks like the damage came from. To his dudes will be able to keep beating it up, or whoever's over there beating up. I'm assuming it's him.
Keep it grounded.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's either invisible or something. So yeah, I'm going to try to kick it basically over to where they are. Whoop. 6, 7, 8, 9.
You guys are just
10,
nailing these 10s.
Yeah, more than 10. So yeah, it is reeling again.
Visibly reeling.
Does 2 damage, and yeah, it's being kicked over to where the damage last came from. So.
It'll throw its last armor out at that.
Okay.
It's still reeling over. Yeah, it sweeps out violently towards you. What do you do?
I'm gonna latch onto the other eye socket and open my robes, and roots, just a shit ton of roots, are gonna start pouring out and into this thing's jaw. Trying to break it apart from the inside out.
Smashy, smashy.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
You guys are just full of 10s. That was another 2?
Yeah. Well, aggravated,
3.
so 3.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Alright, 3 more, and yeah, you guys pull it apart.
Excellent.
It goes down pretty quick.
I was worried that the more we beat it, the more was going to show up. And I was like waiting after the second scene to see if more comes up. Because I'm like, if that's the case, I'm going to stop attacking and figure something else out.
Like a Hydra?
Yeah.
No, it was just a weird thing. You guys did pretty good against it.
Excellent.
Yeah, it
sorry.
dies, and once it does, like the kind of terror kind of dissipates because that was kind of a knot or snag of energy, and you guys can see each other again.
Oh.
Ah, excellent.
Yes.
I was concerned there for a moment. Kept flickering through time.
Huh. Strange. Similar thing happened to me. Well, us.
Where's
Over there.
Okay. Absolute bastard. I forgot his name.
Over there.
Well,
It would seem that the seal there was holding in a vast representation of the rule and what they stood for. Cutting it open appears to have unleashed that all in one flow.
Wonder if throwing money at it would have worked.
Huh. Well, either way, it's on the floor, so...
Dead now, we don't have to throw money at it. I guess, we're done here.
Yeah, before you stands the next layer of the rule's cult fortress. So, I think we'll pull our end session move there and wrap up. So... End of session. Alright, everyone mark XP.
Right, end of session. We actually remembered this time.
I know, right?
Okay.
Alright, did you fail in some regard?
I fucked up that roll, so we had to fight something, but I don't know if that counts, because...
Yeah, that'll have repercussions, sure. Did you expose yourself to danger, cost, or retribution?
Yeah, I specifically fucked that roll, so now they know we're coming.
That too. So yeah. Did you progress your story in a meaningful way?
Yes.
That's all three right there.
Excellent.
Alright, well, we will wrap then for this episode. I was Devin.
Nicole.
Kevin?
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.